Day one, high school football is underway. What one coach did today to get suspended before the first practice even started. Police standoff, what led to an armed stalemate and how police brought that situation under control. Riverfront revamp, why your leaders are looking to spend your tax dollars on the Tar River. Plus, Governor McCrory answers his critics, his new proposal, and why he says it's good for teachers. It's 9 on your side at 5, starts right now.
This is 9 on your side at 5.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Peterson. Today's big story, J.H. Rose's football coach suspended for 5 days. It's a story everybody's talking about. In fact, you've been posting a lot of comments on our Facebook page, comments you're going to see scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and we're going to have much more on that in just a moment. 9 on your side was the first to tell you all about this story. Our sports team uncovered it early this a.m. Sports Director Brian Bailey is live out front of J.H. Rose High School, where it would have been a big day even without this news. Brian.
It's always a big day. The first day of high school football practice. Of course, teams will begin getting practice going, and they'll play for the first time coming up on August the 23rd. Of course, that's also the season debut of Touchdown Friday. The big story today, though, Dave Wotecki, the interim head coach at J.H. Rose, suspended for 5 days for his role in this incident. Let's show you the picture. It was first discovered earlier this week by many of the players around the area from Instagram and Twitter inside the Rose locker room. It reads family, unity, discipline, heart, and commitment. But if you look at the first letters of those words, it's an obvious slam at Rose rival D.H. Conley. That message stenciled on the wall inside the Rose High locker room. Dave Wotecki suspended for 5 days. He'll be back with this Rose program on August the 5th. Of course, he took over for Todd Lipe, who had his problems last year in the Malik Gorham controversy, and he lost his job because of that controversy. So more controversy here at J.H. Rose. Conley and Rose rivals for years. Last year, it really escalated. And just in case you're wondering, they play this year, Rose at Conley, coming up on September the 27th. And coming up at 6:20, we'll have our Cliff Pyron with his reaction, the reaction from D.H. Conley from this mess over here at J.H. Rose from this afternoon. Ryan?
Brian, thanks so much. This whole issue has people on both sides talking. Some don't understand why it's a big deal. Others think the coach set a bad example. Here's the picture in question again. Now, we've been scrolling some of your feedback at the bottom of the screen. Billy Biggs says, "Is a little jab at a rival. I think people are a little too sensitive." Angela Warren agrees. She says the suspension is an overreaction. She thinks if this is Rose's only problem with a coach, then they should be pretty happy. But Amy Powell says this shows that the coach is immature and lacks true leadership. What do you think? Log on to our website, WNCT.com, and let us know. Join in on the conversation. A nearly 3.5-hour standoff is over after a Greenville man peacefully surrendered. The standoff started around 9 this morning on Stansel Drive, just off the intersection of 1st and Meade Streets. But neighbors tell 9 on your side the real event happened hours beforehand. 9 on your side's Kristen Hunter's live in the newsroom with the latest for us. Kristen.
Ryan, neighbors tell me the man and his girlfriend were arguing outside early this morning. Now, witnesses describe seeing the man beating the woman as she was screaming for help. That man has now been identified as James Daniel Winfield Jr. Police picked him up and charged him with assault, but then they say Winfield posted bail and came back to the house to finish what he started. Winfield's girlfriend was able to get away, but he barricaded himself in the house for hours. Dozens of police officers, K-9 units, and SWAT teams surrounded the neighborhood.
One of his friends was out here telling him the police are coming, they're here, and we heard the sirens and he took off.
Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear more from neighbors who witnessed it all. Live in the newsroom, Kristen Hunter, 9 on your side.
Kristen, thanks so much. We'll take this opportunity now to take a first look at your forecast. Chief Meteorologist David Sawyer standing by, and we've got some spotty showers popping up around the area, Dave.
We do, Ryan, and the umbrellas will be needed off and on throughout this Thursday evening and Thursday night. Let's take a tour with Live Viper 9. First into Lenoir County and western portions of Craven County. You can see how these heavier downpours just southeast of Kinston heading on into the Dover area very, very soon along Highway 70. We'll move into northwestern Craven County. Another stop takes us on into Craven County. Some decent downpours just west of New Bern, also in the Vanceboro area. Another shower in the northwestern section portion of Duplin County. A few more spotty showers in Washington and mainland Hyde County. Showers off and on throughout the evening and overnight hours will mean a 50% chance that you will need the umbrella before the evening is through. Temperatures falling through the 70s. Let's look ahead to your weekend coming up.
All right, David, thanks so much. We'll see you then. New restaurants, condos, and boating access points. Those are just a few of the ideas Greenville leaders have as they plan to revamp a section of the city along the Tar River. Our Katie Banks joins us now in the studio with details. And Katie, they really feel like this section has been underutilized.
Yeah, and if you've ever been out there, you can take a look around. There's really not much there, just a few docks and some walking trails. Of course, those are nice, but city leaders want to change all that. Right now, they're in the beginning stages of developing a river study. Here's what you need to know and what it's going to cost you. Boaters, condos, riverside shops, and restaurants. No, it's not Greenville, but in time, it could be.
We have this resource right here, and it is so beautiful, and yet there's not easy access to it.
Rec and Parks Director Gary Fenton says the Tar River is one of the city's greatest assets, but he believes it's underutilized.
What are the missed opportunities? What can we do along the river to make it better, to make it more of an economic impact for our community?
To get answers, city leaders are launching an intensive study on a 7-mile stretch of the river from the 264 bypass to Eastside Park. They plan to hire a consulting firm to analyze existing river conditions and pinpoint ways to improve it.
I envision seeing kayaks on the river, you know, a couple of boat launches, maybe places, piers where people can fish. You know, who knows, maybe some type of housing, development, restaurants. I mean, you know, the possibilities are endless.
But the possibilities don't come cheap. The study alone will cost taxpayers $200,000, money already allotted in next year's budget. Then there will be the cost of actually making it happen.
So we don't look at it as an expenditure, but more as more like an investment. An
investment City Councilman Dennis Mitchell says is key to making Greenville the economic hub of the East.
This is going to be something transformational. This is not something small, and we really want to look at it and do it right. It's going to be something that we've got to invest in.
Now, Councilman Mitchell says he wants to model Greenville's river plan after those in cities like Richmond, Virginia, and San Antonio, Texas. Rec and Parks officials are accepting proposals from consulting firms through the end of this month. They will then present a plan to City Council on October 7th. In the studio, Katie Banks, 9 on your side.
Thank you, Katie. We'll see what they come up with. Tracking the economy tonight, taking a look at the uncertain future of an aircraft control tower here in the East. We tour the Kinston Global Transpark Tower today. Last month, it dodged the knife, but it's still on the chopping block because of federal budget cuts. Tower managers tell us it's the largest civilian runway in our state. They say losing the control tower would cripple the economy here in the East.
I think they realize that they just can't up and close these control towers like this. The people want them there.
Global Transpark oversees more than 10,000 military operations a year. And tonight at 6, we're taking an inside look at what's next in the battle for this tower to stay open. A day after angry teachers marched on the state capitol protesting changes to school spending in the state budget, Governor McCrory offers a new proposal. He hopes this latest change will make teachers happy and help North Carolina students.
This program will invest a $10,000 stipend into at least 1,000 teachers who will be selected by their peers to implement North Carolina's career and college-ready standards.
The governor proposed a fund to reward who he calls master teachers. He also said he wanted to cut the number of required standardized tests so teachers could focus more on preparing students for the workforce. Well, the man responsible for kidnapping and sexually abusing 3 women for a decade spoke at his sentencing.
People are trying to paint me as a master, and I'm not a master. I'm sick.
How Ariel Castro apologized to his victims and what the judge ultimately decided was his punishment. Plus, Major League Baseball is looking to crack down on performance-enhancing drug users. What's in store for one of baseball's biggest stars?
Showers and thunderstorms likely for the evening, but what about the weekend? We'll have those details as we look at a cloudy sky from Live I-9. We'll be right back.